everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome to my sudden stream Saturday. Meowdy, meowdy, another Inafan. How is your Saturday going? I hope it's going well for you. Let me play some background music while I sip my tea before we start the music making. There we go. It is going very chill. That is great. Any fun things you did today, Maya? Lady the Hippo, hello. Welcome to the stream. Squidlin, Lukerjan, Kinzawa, Drew, Fiery. Welcome everyone. Playing a little Animal Crossing before going to crafting. Before getting to crafting today. Crafting? You mean actual real life crafting or Animal Crossing crafting? No crafts in real life. Crafts in real life. Wait. No crafting in real life or no crafting in real life? Punctuation. By the way, new beanie. New beanie. Words are hard. I know. What do you think of this Fallout Boy? This just came in today. Crafts with a Dremel tool and stuff in real life. Oh. Also, your hat is great. Thank you, Maya. Crafts with a Dremel tool. Oh my god, that reminds me when I was still back in arts high school. I would use a Dremel tool a lot for a sculpture class. The blue looks so nice with your set. It does indeed, right? I think it's also because I always adjust the light to whatever stuff I'm wearing. Cyber Waffle House, sup? I'm doing great, Cyber Waffle House. I'm glad you could drop by. I'm happy to have you here. King Zawa, hey! Wind Waker video is amazing, Diwa. Oh, thank you so much, Kinzawa. I just realized now that we have rhyming names. Diwa, Zawa. So today, still going with the Zelda hype, I'm gonna be arranging, the arrangement has been done and the recording is done. I'm gonna do a mixing session for Lost Woods, and nobody has heard this version of mine yet, so I'm pretty excited to have you listen to it. My inspiration for this is okay, 90s kid question. How many of you are familiar with the music of Smashing Pumpkins? Hello, Catman. Happy Saturday. Happy Catterday. Hey, Chocolate.
This streamer looks familiar.
Oh, hey, all. What's up, Chocolate? King Sawa says, Melancholy was my jam. Oh. Yes. Oh, I should have said Hello, affiliate legendary Catman79. Congratulations. Congratulations, Catman. I'm I'm very proud of you, my man. So yes, so if you know Smashing Pumpkins, and if you're familiar with their music, are you familiar with the song? This was overplayed. This one song of them was overplayed so much in, I guess, late 90s, 1998, 1999. I couldn't remember at all. Or maybe it was earlier than that, 96, 97, something like that. But the song, Smashing Pumpkins song I'm referring to, is 1979. Show some emotes if you know the Smashing Pumpkins song 1979. Hey, Turco Machine! Thank you for coming over. Very happy to have you here, Turco Dude. 1979. Oh, there we go. We've seen. You have to go. Turco, you mean when you say you have to go, does that mean you are busy and have to be somewhere? Or you have to go meaning you have to visit a certain specific room in the house? Or if it's not in a house, in a 7-Eleven maybe. Me being dirty without actually saying the dirty. Thank you very much, Catman. I'm glad you love the Fallout beanie. PG-13, right? I know, Chocolate. Exactly. That's why I was very careful with my choice of words. I didn't say anything specific. You know, it's funny. Pie Fluff and Chocolate. That's really very funny that you say SPG-13. Because in the Philippines, you know, in the when you watch when you watch free TV shows, right? Free TV channels, they would always have rating warnings. Warning, this show is R18. Warning, this show is parental guidance. Something like that, right? So in the Philippines, this is like 2 or 3 years before I flew over and moved to America. Philippine channels in Philippine TV channels started using the rating SPG. This show is rated SPG. And it was like, they stole my acronym. And I've been using the word SPG. I've been using the acronym SPG for years before they even started using SPG on Philippine TV. DMCA them. I know, right? But actually, they were using SPG in Tagalog, in using Tagalog terms. So they were using so this is exactly the warning that they would say. I'm gonna say it in Tagalog and I'll translate it shortly after. Ang palabas na ito ay striktong gabay ng magulang. This show is strictly parental guidance. So this show is rated SPG, strictly parental guidance. And they still use that. They still use that. Rating on Philippine TV. Thankfully, it hasn't. I don't think it's being used in other countries. Not in America. I don't see it in America. So I'm still SPG, at least here in America. Which cup? Which cup? Oh, this one? Yeah, I've had this for a while. A friend of mine gifted it to me like 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, I think we can start. You want to hear some Lost Woods? All right, I'm gonna switch over now to Logic interface. I'm gonna switch over now to our DAW. Okay, here we go. DAW, DAW, DAW. There, can you see it? Okay, I'm gonna play it first. I'm just gonna play it and let's listen to it together. So this is my arrangement of Lost Woods, which is inspired by going back to the Smashing Pumpkins conversation. This is inspired by the Smashing Pumpkins arrangement, not the song, not the lyrics, more like the instrumentation. Because if you remember, Smashing Pumpkins has a very distinct, clean guitar intro where it goes like something like this, and there's like da 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 da, something like that. So I kind of borrowed that rhythmic riff on the guitar as the starting point. So the inspiration from Smashing Pumpkins ends and begins and ends there in the guitar riff, but everything else is kind of, it just like came along as I was listening to it, daydreaming of the arrangement in my head for, I don't know, quite a couple of weeks. So that's how I arrange stuff sometimes. I choose a song, like for example, Lost Woods in this case, right? And then for 2, 3 weeks, I would just daydream about that piece. Not even sitting on my computer, not writing anything, just daydreaming. Oh, what if I arrange it with guitar? What if I arrange it with flute? What if I arrange it? Oh, what if I? Oh, maybe this should be a collaboration with. No, no, maybe they're busy. Oh, wait a minute. What if I put two violins instead? No. I think guitar. No, no, no. Guitar might be too rock and roll. Oh, what if orchestra but strings? And I just pretty much vocalized how my mind works when I'm daydreaming stuff. So something like that. So it's like I'm contradicting myself over and over and over, and it's like that is how my mind works when it comes to daydreaming um, arrangements for whatever arrangements for anything, pretty much. So okay, so here it is. Without further ado, this is my uh, I would say world premiere of my arrangement of Lost Woods from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So here we go. Let's listen to it together and go. you go. That was the first time anyone else aside from me and my head has heard this arrangement. So what do you guys think? Do you like it? I kind of made it into some sort of slow rock, slow soft metal, something like that. It's up. Wait. I see comments. Inspiration is awesome. That's true. Pie Fluff. It's upbeat, and the background guitar has that little bit of uncertainty to it. Matches it really well. It really does, Pie Fluff. It motivates the song itself. This sounds so cool. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Love it, says King Zawa. And Chocolate didn't even say anything. He just applauded. Thank you for the applause, Pie Fluff and Chocolate. Thank you for the kind words, Pie Fluff, King Zawa, another Inu fan, and Legendary Catman. Oh, sorry, affiliate Legendary Catman. I'm just rocking out, man. Baby Mage, Morning Crew. That was lit. Apparently, I'm saying that a lot today. Well, maybe you should rename yourself to Choco Lit. Ha 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 ha. I caught myself. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Anyway, anyway. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to balance everything to make sure that there's no instrument that is like too soft or too loud or just not existing. So what I would usually do, any type of song, any type of music, any type of music that always involves a kick drum, I would always mix the kick drums first because they are always the most prominent and they always like occupy the entire song. So let us begin with mixing the drums. So with just the drums, let me add a bass guitar just to have some sense of the sections of the song. So let's go. I'm gonna start with, by the way, this is an AMA session as well. So if you are interested in asking questions about music production, music gears, or music software, I have 25 years of experience that I can share with you. So take advantage of that because I don't usually do this when we have music streams. It's always mostly focused on the song requests. So I really enjoy also these sudden streams where I'm just kind of relaxed and we're just mostly talking, something like that. So hit me. So I'm gonna show the midis of the drums. So if you can see, this part of the DAW or the digital audio workstation where you can see a keyboard, the left side, this is called the piano roll. The piano roll, as in like a bread roll. And the reason it's called the piano roll is because we're using a MIDI. We're using the keyboard's layout to map certain sounds. For example, in this MIDI drum that I'm using, C number 1 or C1 is the kick drum. So if I'm clicking it with the mouse, so this is just the kick. So we add the snare, cymbals and hi-hats, and the tom, which rarely appears, so maybe something Okay, so I'm just gonna listen to how the drums sound and see if I can make something louder or something softer. All right, Circle Machine, thank you for stopping by. Chocolate. Oh my god, rebrand. Well, leap is kind of just another term for lit, right? Okay, I'm gonna isolate the snare drum. I think it's sounding a little bit too trebly. It's kind of trebly for my taste, where it's a bit. It's kind of a little grating. Okay, now I'm showing you this is the EQ or the what is that? It is the equalizer. The equalizer. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add some mid sounds. So this is how I mix my snare. I'm gonna add some mid sounds to make the snare sound a little bit more full bodied instead of just like sounding like a tin can. So I'm gonna add some mid. Hello, Bagel Rabbit. What's up? Can we give a shout out for Bagel Rabbit? Oh, actually, let me do it. This isn't an actual. This is not a usual stream. So, true fact. The reason it's called a piano roll. Oh, I didn't know this. Wait, let me read this out loud. The reason it's called a piano roll is because old player pianos had rolls of paper with holes punched in them. That's kind of what you're doing, except with MIDI. Yes, yes, that is true. I remember those punch card piano players. That's very nice. That's a very nice history lesson right there. Thank you, Bagel Rabbit. How are you doing, by the way, Bagel Rabbit? Okay, I'm gonna add a bit more. Okay, now do you hear the difference? Now it's sounding a bit more full with mid sounds. Instead, this is the original sound. Yeah, it sounds a little bit thin, right? But now I lifted some of the middle frequencies or mids as we call it. So it's now sounding more like something like that. Maybe a little too much. Now let's add the kick. Now it sounds more oomph. Let's bring back the cymbals and hat. There you go. Now what does it sound with everything in? Nice. turning off the mids. And turning on again. I'm echoing some mud. Not too much, but I'm just showing chat how drastically different it is when you do some actual EQ or equalizing work on your snare. There you go. Hello, many angels. How are you doing? Wait, let me catch up in chat. Ta-da-da-da-da-da. Also, hi. Can't wait to see what this turns into. Oh, thank you, Bagel Rabbit. Ahoy, Chocolate. Have a chill Saturday. How is our fellow violin player? Yes, yes. The only difference is Bagel Rabbit plays violin in space. By the way, if you're seeing some glitching screens, some flashing of rectangles, shapes, or something, that is because I still haven't updated my OS, and it's because of the OS. Nothing I can do about that right now, except if I switch to window capture. I mean, screen capture, which I don't like. I don't like screen capture a lot because of the infinite screen display. Anyway, so here is let's now I'm gonna proceed to the bass. I'm gonna mix the bass. So let's just put the cymbals for reference, for rhythmic reference. I think it still sounds a little bit muffled to me. So I'm gonna add more EQ. I want to hear the twang of, because I that's kind of my personal preference when it comes to repeating bass lines like dun 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 dun. Because there are some songs, for example, this particular arrangement, it really works. What are other examples of bands that have a similar bass line where it's just one repeating rhythmic pattern? Green Day, it works well for their songs. And I kind of want to have a more twangy bass. So I'm going to lift some of the trebles. Let me show you. Showing the window. Oh, there you go. Another EQ window. So I'm gonna there. I'm exaggerating the treble, but that is kind of what I want to hear. The teeniness, the tin sound, something like that. I'm exaggerating. I lifted it like super high just so to exaggerate the thing. Love ostinatos. Yes, many angels. I like how the bass has that 90s grunge feel. Yes, exactly. That's why it's like I said earlier, this arrangement, the inspiration for this arrangement is 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins because of all the ostinato or just repeating guitar and bass riffs. This bass recording is actually very illegal, as Davey 504 would said, because for this kind of mix, for this kind of style, it's more effective to use a pick bass because I really want that twang. So yeah, I use the illegal method of bass recording. Okay, now I'm gonna bring out the clean rhythms. You're right, Maya. So we have another layer of guitar here. Okay, I'm gonna close the bass EQ for now. Now we're just gonna like passing through the riffs really quickly. All right, there we go. So the bass. Okay, I think I might have mixed the bass a little bit too trebly this time, so I'm just gonna minimize some of that treble. Okay, and now we have another guitar. There's actually four layers. No, no, one, two, three, four, five, six layers of guitar here. So this is the other guitar. This is the I don't know, layer number 3 of crunch. I'm waiting to hear a really fat snare crack now. Okay, let's play the whole thing. There you go, fat snare. Okay, I also actually have a nice, very subtle layer of MIDI strings. So for those of you wondering, I'm using a more high-tech type of strings plug-in called LA Scoring Strings. It's a brand. This is how they go. So this is actually a bunch of musicians, a bunch of live string players in Los Angeles that they put in a studio and they had them record one note at a time, put it in a computer, and then sold it to people like me who bought them for money. So something like that. Now I'm gonna proceed to mixing all the layers of guitar. So just for now, we're gonna isolate just guitars and add the hi-hats in for reference. Yay, snare crack. Do you like that Lost Woods motif? Very high reverb clean lead guitar where I use the Lost Woods motif, but I then improv away from it because the guitar is not the main melody for this song anyway. All right, Catman, take care. So yeah, this what I'm doing. The mixing. This is this is one of the more casual parts of music production. Of course, the exciting parts of music production is the filming and the and the album release or the music video. Those are all the more exciting parts of music video production. But mixing is also one of the most important ones where you're actually cleaning the music, but it's also not the most physically exciting parts, so to speak. I love every part. Yes, me too, Many Angels. I love every part, but I mean, for those who are not usually involved in music productions, they might think that, oh, you must be living a rock and roll lifestyle. Not every moment of it is a rock and roll lifestyle. Okay, now this is I think this is the only part where I'm kind of having to focus the mixing because this part right here, I'm going to highlight it. For for a few bars, I added a line of distorted guitars which will sound like this. Hello, Expletive. How are you doing? Yeah, and that's it. So usually I would really go heavy on the distortion guitars because I really love the combination of heavy metal and orchestral symphonies. And in fact, the video I just released today on my YouTube channel, the Wind Waker one, the Wind Waker main theme, very symphonic metal style with Celtic fiddling. But for this one, I want it to be a bit more, I guess, light metal or light rock. So just hints of distortion, more clean. I love the combination of music and tacos. Well, today I had a combination of music and a quarter pounder. Oh, okay. I think where was oh, the bass slide. There you go. There. Okay, and lastly, I think I'm pretty much okay with the guitars. Usually the mixing from scratch would usually take a day or two for if you're like super beginning from scratch, like everything from scratch. But as for me, I already have like templates. So I have preloaded templates which was kind of built up from within the years of how I do my own things. So taking everything that I had from my own habits and my own preferences for my music mixing, I came up with my own templates. So I just load it up. So when mixing starts, everything is like 70% already set up because I know, oh, I will always do this. I will always mix the guitar like this. I will always mix the violin like this. So it's all like preset. And of course, you can't just rely always on presets. Every song, each and every song, every piece, and every arrangement is always going to be different. There's always going to be something that you want to change a little bit from here and there. And that's why it's only like 70% pre-mixed, but 30% of it has to be something new, something custom. So I'm now gonna proceed to the violin. This is this is the this is my usual mix for violin. And now you want one. So I'm using a lot of my own preferred effects already for my electric violin. But just so you can hear the electric violin without the effects, it sounds like this. Let me turn off all these effects. That is the sound of my electric violin, au natural, as they would say. So I'm gonna bring back all the effects. That's a lot of reverb because that's how I prefer my reverb. Now let's just put the guitar, just the guitar and the violin. This could actually this version, violin and guitar, it's already kind of playable already. For example, in a live jam setting, for example, in a convention, just give the chord chart to your friend who plays the guitar. I play the violin, but this can be the acoustic arrangement. Because guitar and violin it's always, I think it's already like nearly complete, even if it's just guitar and violin, because of the chord and melody combination. Yeah, it could work as an acoustic version if it weren't both electric instruments. Two violin layers, one octave higher. SPG, you always have a hat on, only during streams, and only during streams. Because I have my hair length. I don't know if you've seen me stream, but my hair is really long. Like, it reaches below my waist nowadays. And when you have to put so many cables in your ears, in your head, and you have to wrap cables around, and then the violin, my more traditional style electric violin, which I have to clip on, the hair always gets thrown around, long hair gets thrown around. But I keep my long hair. I keep my long hair because it looks so awesome on music videos. It's a rock star style, man. Long hair. But yeah, just for convenience during streams where I have to like do so many stuff that my hair can get tangled on, I just wear a hat. Luckily, even when I had short hair, even back then when I still had short hair, I'm already a big aficionado of hats. Anyway, So it just works for my style. I love hats. I have long hair. So there you go. I'd be sweating like crazy. Nah, I'm used to it. Okay, let's listen to the entire song this time. Let's listen to the entire song again with some of the mixing changes that I added. All right. And then just for fun, I'm also going to turn on the wave file window so you can see some progress. I'm just going to show the violins. Okay, ready? Let's play. I'm going to let my hair grow cuz I want to be a rock star. Haha. Yes. Do that. I'll get back to you in a second. All right. So good question, expletive. That question gets asked to me a lot. The short answer is I use plugins, aka drum software or drum virtual instruments, or VSTs as they are traditionally called. Either they're called plugins or VSTs. Hey, who's that? Hey, Pro Solis! Thank you so much for the cheers. How are you doing, Pro Solis? Happy Saturday. Thank you so much again. You're always so kind and generous. I can't listen to this song anymore without thinking of that remix from Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel Air. It sounds great though. That's actually I can actually relate to that. For example, I cannot hear Mega Man 3 title theme anymore without thinking of Brental Floss's lyrics. I am Mega Man, I'm blue and cyan, the creation of Dr. Light, and something like that. I still haven't memorized it, but I almost have one time. I do use a MIDI controller for the drums, but okay, let me show you, let me write to you a drum passage, which is usually faster for me, okay? So I'm going to create 4 empty bars and I'm going to highlight it. So traditionally, if you want to do it the manual way, I could just, I can just record with the MIDI controller and do like this. Do pack, do pack, do pack. I can do that and record with a song, recording the music like that. And I'll play with my fingers, right? But when it comes to drums, I'm more used to using a different type of keyboard, which is this keyboard, not the musical keyboard. This keyboard and a mouse. So, for example, I created here a dummy drum track. So, I'm playing the metronome just so you can hear the beat and the tempo. Tak, tak. So now I'm gonna use this piano roll because I already know that the kick drum that I use is mapped in C1. So I'm gonna use the mouse and computer keyboard to just create an instance of one MIDI kick pad. And if you can see, I'm gonna play it again. If you can see these grids, they correspond to the beat and the tempo. So if you see this lighter grids of the 4, that is the 4th count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then these the four smaller cut sections in the grid. That's the 8th note, the 16th note. So if I want to do a beat less like do pak do pak do pak. So I'm gonna I already know the snare is here. So I'm gonna usually the drums is do pak do pak. That's the traditional repetitive pattern, right? So instead of clicking the individual musical notes again, I'm just gonna highlight this with my mouse and then hold my control button or option for Mac users. I'm just gonna drag this whole thing and then do it again and then drag it again. And then you see what I'm doing? I'm just dragging the whole thing, copy paste. Bam! Now we have 8 bars of the same bass kick pattern. See? Now, what if I want to change it? I want to variate it. So what if I want to make it do back, do back, do back? Simple. So I'm gonna Control Z, undo everything, undo, and just going back to this, and I'm gonna make this. Now I want to add a hi-hat, which is in the F sharp of my MIDI keyboard or in the piano roll. So every other beat, I'm gonna add the hi-hat. But right now they sound so robotic because it's in the same volume. So I'm gonna just select the second beats and use a certain parameter to kind of change its volume, because the human sound, when a human plays the hi-hat, they don't play like everything equal. It's more like so I'm gonna reflect that, something like that. So also this second kick, I'm also gonna lower that volume a little bit, just because when it's humans don't play everything equally in the same exact volume. Here's a tip: if you're going to arrange anything that is MIDI, change up the volume of particular notes, because if somebody says, "Hey, that sounds robotic, that sounds so MIDI-ish," what they're actually referring to is it sounds everything too equally the same. So you kind of have to change the volume of sometimes each individual note just to create a semblance of its humanized performance. So now I have a one bar pattern. I'm just going to do the same thing again earlier. And I'm gonna highlight and drag the entire thing. And now I'm gonna turn up the click. And now I just did a 4-bar pattern in less than 10 seconds. Now I want the first beat to be a crash cymbal. So this particular hi-hat here, I'm gonna drag it up, and I know the crash cymbal is in C sharp 2. So now I have my 4-bar pattern. Now I'm just gonna drag that whole 4-bar pattern, drag it out there, and now I'm just gonna drag that whole thing, and again I'm just gonna drag out that whole thing. Bam! We now have, how many is that? 32 bars, I think, or 16 bars, or whatever, math. That is pretty much the basics of how I arrange MIDI drums. I hope you learned something from that. But of course, it's not always going to be the same. I still go back to each individual measure of the drum that I created. I add a second beat. I add a second hi-hat pattern there. I change it up so it doesn't sound like a robot playing everything the same. So I just mix things up in each measure. I add an extra tom, I add an extra hat, I add an extra snare hit here and there, spread it out, so just so it sounds like the drummer is playing around and not being repetitive. So yeah, I hope you learned something from that. All right. How long does this piece takes to render after the mix is complete? The render for audio, it's pretty fast. It's very fast for audio rendering. The rendering only becomes a problem when there's video involved. Okay, so I think I am satisfied with my preliminary mix. Now I'm gonna turn on all the mastering effects, and these are like a compressor, a compression, a limiter, an EQ for the entire thing, and some gain. It's definitely some each effect in here. It would take like 1 or 2 hours in itself just explaining everything. So long story short, all these effects that I just turned on, what these do to the entire song is it balances out, depends on my setting, it balances out so that everything sounds on a certain level of volume, and it's when it's someone is going to play it on their stream, when someone's going to play it on a radio, they can expect, oh, it's always going to be this kind of volume, so there's no jump scare when the sound is too loud or something like that. So that's called mixing for broadcast readiness or something like that. So let's play the whole thing. Let's play the whole song with my mastering already done, with my mixing already done, and some of my mastering effects already baked in. Here we go. I hope it doesn't scream too loud. Anyway, here we go. Lost Woods String Player Gamer version. Hello, Nest Cello. There it is. There is our mix and sort of pre-master. What do you think, chat? What do you think of the mix so far? Everything sounding pretty balanced, or is there something that's like annoyingly loud or annoyingly, where is that sound? I thought it was there. Yeah, of course, for my entire personal process when it comes to mixing, especially a new cover, I just finished this arrangement like 2 days ago. So it's pretty young. The mix is pretty young. It's very raw, not yet ripe in my head. This has to I have to take this mix that I just created. I would have to load it up to my mobile phone and listen to it repeatedly when I'm doing something else. I can't I can't properly judge, or I can't properly assess a mix that I've done if I'm actively scrutinizing it over here in front of me in my computer. It has to be more of a, I have to be in a more relaxed state or a more passive state, I would say. So if I am cooking, for example, I love to cook nowadays, especially since the pandemic. I've found that I love cooking. So what I would do after working like this, I would bounce or render a mix, whatever version. For example, Zelda Lost Woods mix number one, Lost Woods mix number two. I would load it up in my phone, attach my different kinds of earphones. I would use different types of earphones because they each type of earphone or earbuds or headphones would reveal a certain part of the song that I didn't notice. This mix sounds a little off in this. So you kind of have to figure out for yourself the common denominator of the result of that mixing session. Sometimes that mixing evaluation, I would call it mixing evaluation, where I would just listen to it on repeat. Sometimes it would last for a few hours. Sometimes it would last for 2 days. Sometimes it would last for 3 weeks, especially if it's a for example, it's a medley that is like 20 minutes long or 13 minutes long, like my most previous Mario medley that was 13 minutes long. So the longer the piece, the longer the evaluation time for mixing. So I have to listen to it over and over. Sometimes when I'm going for a walk, sometimes when I'm uh, like I said, cooking or doing the laundry, stuff like mundane stuff, I would listen to the song on repeat. Sometimes I wouldn't even pay attention anymore because it has numbed in my ear. But then, as I repeat and repeat, there would always be this one part in the song where I go like, that again? I can't stand this anymore. And then after make me 50, 60 repeats, and if I still get annoyed by that one or two parts in the song, for the rest of the song has numbed in my ear, in my head. I've become so used to this mix, but there is just one particular part that always annoys me. And that means I have found what I needed to fix. This annoyance right here, I have to fix it, and then I'm gonna take note of it. Going back to my computer. Okay, now the annoyance is gone. Now back to another 50 loops in my head. And once I found nothing more that can annoy me, nothing more irritates me anymore. Oh, I'm fine. I'm not angry anymore when I listen to this section. Then that means the mix is ready for publishing. It's it's that. That's how it is. Whew. Okay. I rambled on for too long. Pie Fluff says, I like it a lot so far, for sure. Sorry, playing Genshin. I think it sounds awesome though. Thank you, King Zawa. Off to make some lunch. Have fun, SPG. Have a great lunch, Maya. Thank you so much for hanging out. So yeah, Whew. that was a long ramble. But yeah, so anyway, I think I think for tonight, I'm gonna let this mix simmer in my head, and I think I never really planned to stream for. I didn't really plan to stream for at least 2 hours, maybe. So maybe I think we are okay. I am okay with this mix of our. Let me just play it again. I would also, if you're active in chat, I would appreciate some emotes or feedback, or just simply emotes if you want. But yeah, I'm gonna play it one more time. Let's listen to it together. I'm also gonna listen to it intently, looking for anything that annoys me, and then maybe we can call it a night. And we will raid somebody, of course. I have several candidates of who I want to raid tonight. All right. Anyway, let's go. I love that break. Nice, nice. I'm pretty happy with that so far. My opinion might change after I listen to it like 50 times later or tomorrow. I don't know. I take my time. I think when somebody asks me, how long does it take for you to produce a music video, SPG? I would always have different answers. I would say when it comes to video, the video is the fastest for me. I can produce a video in 2 days. Film the film today, take a break, load it all up in my computer, then the next day, the next morning, edit it, and then by the end of the day, it's done. The video is done. Just the video. But the music, oh, that is the longest part. And usually what takes the longest part for me is the mix evaluation. The music evaluation period. Sometimes that is where I take my time the most. Arranging, if the idea is already formed in my head, the arranging will take half a day. Everything laid out half a day. But the longest part is always the evaluation part where I criticize myself harshly. Oh, you should have put the guitars here. Oh, you should have mixed the violin like that. Oh my God, SVG, what have you done? This is such a terrible bass mix. Why did you do that? It's when it comes to mixing evaluation, I become like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. There will manifest two versions of me, always at constant battle, constantly debating with each other. There's artist SVG, and then there's music producer SVG. They're like, oh, you, no, you. It's like Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man, but this time around, they're like berating each other because you did a bad job. No, you, no, you, no, no. But it's just me fighting with me. Fluff says, my only feedback is that something is eating into the violin a little bit. It's either the lead or the kick that takes over it sometimes. Yes, I noticed that too, Fluff. So I think I'm gonna spend some time in music evaluation, and I'll see how I can improve it. But yes, you are right. Something indeed is making the violin sound drowned out a little. Yeah. That is why I have the mixing evaluation sections, just to be honest with myself. Oh my God, you did a terrible job on this guitar mix. It should be like this. And then artist SPG will be like, what about you? Yeah. But artist SPG is easy to convince usually. Artist SPG would usually always bow down to music producer SPG because an artist can only be, in my opinion, an artist has to kind of be reined in by someone who is a visionary. Sometimes it's a different person. Sometimes it's the publicist or the manager or somebody. Sometimes because an artist alone, just an artist by itself, in my opinion, an artist who is truly creative and truly free, unhinged, without any limits. Sometimes, if you don't rein in the artist with certain parameters that would bring them back a little bit to deadlines or commercial viability or mass appeal, somebody has to shape the artist into somebody who is a visionary has to shape the artist's direction. Otherwise, an artist who is completely left alone, for me, is just like a wild dog going whatever they please. I think the Joker said this in Batman. I am just like a dog, and I just go where I forgot his quote, something like that. He's just like an entity, an unhinged entity that is let loose, and his or her creativity unleashed into the world. But if that artist has no sense of kind of visionary direction, I think he might get lost. Um, so in my opinions, sometimes I there's always gonna be two entities within myself. There's always gonna be music producer SPG, and there's always artist SPG who wants to do just crazy things. Artist SPG always wants to do crazy things. I want to do a Wind Waker arrangement that's like full of orchestras and blah 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 blah. But music producer SPG, or sometimes video producer SPG, is kind of like the more realistic, the more grounded, fact-based person entity, and he's like balancing out the unhingedness of artist SPG. So I think there are some. In my opinion, that is why artists still have managers. Artists still have a publicist. Somebody has to kind of um, shape the artist's direction into a certain angle or something like how about this? For me, an artist is like a raging river. It's just like a river that is like let loose. It goes anywhere it wants. The creativity is unstoppable. But a producer is kind of like not a dam, not the dam, but maybe like the cliff or the gorge or the land that envelops the body of water. That is the producer. Because sometimes an artist will just go wherever they want, and it's so easy for an artist to lose direction. They become so engrossed. They become such. They develop such a tunnel vision. Oh, me and my art. It's just me and my art. Yeah, we are cool. Me and my art. But yeah, sometimes they just forget. Oh, wait a minute. I have a deadline. Oh, wait. I need to do the client's parameters or something. So I think so that's why I think an artist still an artist, a person who is also an artist, also needs to have some sort of practical visionary direction, either because of themselves or from another person who is like another person who kind of compliments you. Anyway, that's just my opinion. What do you think, chat? Hello, Musical VGM. Pyfluff said, "We learned that in game design school too, of don't be afraid to let your baby get some critique, saying don't protect your baby too much or you get blind to what other people say." Yes, I think uh, it's gonna be like you're gonna be just relying on the traditional term yes men, or just people who will always just agree with whatever you say or whatever you show. Oh yeah, that is nice. No, no. I think yeah, I think you cannot rely too much on that. Diwa is a master presenter. What, musical? Lost woods, so to speak. Yes, yes, chocolate. Yeah, that's why I think an artist still needs to have a business strategy, business mind, where to produce results in a certain time. So if I just let the artist SPG take over my own entire personality, like I don't think I'd have a YouTube career, because I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna take 50 years to finish this arrangement, because until it's perfect, I don't want to present this arrangement of Zelda's Lullaby if it's not like 1000% perfect in my head. And then producer SPG is gonna be like, good luck, buddy. That's gonna take 50 years. You actually have a deadline. You have to upload 2 videos every month, or 4 videos every month, or the YouTube algorithm won't show you. And if the YouTube algorithm won't show you, nobody's gonna see your videos. If nobody sees your videos, they're not gonna see your Spotify links. They're not gonna see the Twitch links that you have on your video description. It's all connected, is what I'm saying. So that is why this is my personal experience only, of course, and this is in no way a prescription to everyone else who's also following the arts. But in my experience, in my personal experience, had I not also forced myself to learn a bit more marketing strategy or to also have a business mind, I think artist SPG would still be a starving artist, so to speak. And yeah, that is pretty much that is my philosophy in terms of being an artist and surviving as an independent artist. You still need some sense of business mindedness. It's like my game is really good. I'm excited for this game idea, but it's not a fun game. But it's not a fun game as feedback. Yeah, exactly, Pyfluff. Whew. Okay. Wow, that quarter pounder really hit the spot, guys. I ate it already like 2 or 3 hours ago. I had like a this is my cheat day. This is Saturday meal cheat day, so to speak, where I just have whatever bad food that I like. Only on Saturdays. Only on Saturdays. The rest of the day, the rest of the week, I eat a bit more conserved portions. But anyway, I'm still feeling the quarter pounder in my stomach. Music artists can always fix anything with a boom. right? Are you talking about Hans Zimmer's Boom? Anyway, um, all right. I think I can end the stream around here. I do want to raid either Laura Wiley Piano or actually Laura Wiley Piano is only my only option for raid because all the other online people in my list, I've already rated them recently, and as other streamers would say, I want to spread the love. All right, one more time. Thank you, Bagel. There you go. That is my current version of Lost Woods for violin. And hopefully, I already filmed the music video for this, by the way. When I filmed the music video on the Loch Raven Reservoir for Wind Waker, the Wind Waker theme, I also already filmed the video for this during the same day because it's pretty much the same location. It's a very beautiful location. It's called Loch Raven Reservoir here in Baltimore, and it's pretty much a public park, a public national park located around the water reservoir for the entire Baltimore area. And they opened it as a public park for hiking and for hikers and bikers. And it's like a double whammy. It's a great forest hiking spot. Plus, at the end of that forest hiking spot is the reservoir itself. And the one you saw me, the location that you saw me use in the Wind Waker video that I uploaded today, that is where I also shot the Lost Woods. But for the Lost Woods, there's not going to be any bodies of water. It's just going to be the forests and the stuff. 31.4K here. Let's get Diwa to do stuff soon. Oh my god, you are collecting crab points? Nice one, Chocolate. 11.7k points. Wow, wow, wow. Looks like there's gonna be crabs on the next stream. But by the way, guys, just so you know, I'm still 50-50 on I'm gonna whether I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. A lot of stuff has happened to me this week that is kind of exhausting. So depends. I will decide when I wake up tomorrow morning. That is usually how I decide my day anyway. Except for very rare moments where I plan things ahead. Whatever happens to me in the day itself, I decide it in the morning itself. You've also done a lot of streaming this week too, so it's good to take a break too. Yeah, but sometimes even when I said, "Oh, I'm just gonna take a break today," but then I just have the sudden urge to be productive. I want to mix. I want to arrange a new song. I'm always very spur of the moment, and I think that is kind of like the self-employed lifestyle, you know. So I am self-employed. I work for myself. I don't go to an office per se. This is the office. This is the office. My bed is right there, and my kitchen is right there, and this is the couch. And this monitor, I don't know if you can see it behind KK, DJ KK. That is the monitor that is connected to my gaming laptop, my Alienware, and that's what I use when I chill and play games. So yeah, it's everything's here. And over there, I don't know if you can see it, but that is my guitar and bass guitar rack. It's like 7 instruments, but some of them are here right now. But yeah, anyway, what I'm saying is, my day can just go any any way that I want it at the moment. So Wednesday and Sunday is usually stream day, right? But sometimes when even if in my head I say, what if I just take Sunday break? And then I would say 3 days before I would say, okay, I'll take Sunday break. And then I wake up Sunday morning feeling super energized, feeling ready to go, raring to go. Okay, okay, I'm gonna stream on Sunday. I'm gonna stream on Sunday night. I'm just gonna do it. And that's how I go. So yeah. But my real Sunday, my real Sunday is Monday. Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday is my real weekend. If everyone says TGIF, I say TGIS. Thank God it's Sunday after the stream. The next day, Monday, the actual Monday is my Saturday, and Tuesday is my Sunday. Something like that. So, is that a Pip beanie? Yes, it is a Fallout Boy. It's all good, Diwa. Thank you for the Thanksgiving stream. My family love it. Oh, I'm glad, Pro Solis. Thank you so much. I am glad. All right, all right, all right, Stringies. All right, Stringies. I have one last question for you. One last question for you. Um. Oh my God, I forgot. I forgot what my question was. Oh my God, maybe I'll remember it tomorrow and ask you on stream. Anyway, cool on mobile, so I couldn't take 100% make it out. uh, it's yeah. All right, Stringies. All right, Stringies. I think this mix is about done for today. I'm of course gonna listen to it 50 more times, maybe tonight after I take an ear break, or maybe tomorrow after I wake up. We will see. But anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out tonight, today, this morning. Pro Solis, thank you again for the 200 bits. I really appreciate it. You're such an amazing supporter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, now let's do a raid. Let's raid Laura Wiley Piano. I've been watching her streams for a while. She's really an amazing musician. And yeah, let's give a yeah, before you go, I hope you can stick around just for the raid and you can just, go wherever you like. As usual, our usual battle cry for the dad jokes. SPG raid. You can copy paste this and then just add whatever emotes that's available to you. I would just usually go with for with the phrase, and then I'll just add the metal SPG repeatedly like this. But that's just me. But go with whatever you want. All right, let's go say hi to Laura Wiley Piano. Thank you again, everyone. Stay healthy, stay safe, and of course, as always, stay awesome. Thank you so much, everyone.